Hello, my name is Sylvia Peltier, and I live with my service dog Odie in the Vermont countryside. I've been a writer, illustrator, and an artist all of my life, and I've created all kinds of works. As a matter of fact, I have a few works that I'm working on right now. There are a few books that I could have submitted to this amazing contest, but I decided to submit one of my children's picture books entitled Nanny and I, which is the first in the Nanny and I series. As a parent and a grandparent, I'm sure that you will agree with the importance of finding good spiritual books for our children. There are a few incredible picture books out there, but not that many. Our children need more than what our society is teaching in the schools or even in the churches. Let me tell you a little bit about my first picture book in the Nanny and I series. Over 40 years ago, I was diagnosed with severe rheumatoid arthritis. Today, as you can see, I need this oxygen to breathe, and I experience life from my wheelchair. My disabilities limit my movements and make me dependent on my caregivers to meet most of my basic needs, such as bathing, dressings, or even feeding myself these days. From this vantage point, I write about my spiritual experiences with my friends, my family, and the world around me. A few years ago, I was battling with a life-threatening illness. I searched for a way to prepare my grandchildren for the grief that they would experience if I passed away. In my search, I found many books that addressed the death of a loved one, but none concerning impending death. Thus was born the first book in the Nanny and I series. Now you may ask what makes this book special. And I would be very proud to tell you that through a series of miracles, Neil Donald Walsh endorsed my book. Would you come and read what he wrote in the front of my book, Kelsey?
Love pours from every page of this wondrous book, and its sweet surprise of a message is a blessing for every young child, and every old child, too. Sylvia Peltier is a miracle.
He was so sweet to write that. Let me tell you about the story a little bit. It begins with a little girl's bus trip to meet her grandmother, who's anxiously waiting at the bus stop. Each day is filled with singing and painting together and going on shopping trips. And the book actually captures the adventures and the tender moments that bond the little girl to her wheelchair-bound grandmother. And also the dilemma that the child faces when she has to say goodbye to her grandmother. As the story ends, Nanny cleverly surprises her granddaughter with a simple and unique gift that gives her the strength to rise above her grief and to realize that goodbye is not really an ending, but that love is forever. Nanny and I takes the heavy subject of the loss of a loved one and presents it in a matter-of-fact way in which a child can begin the process of letting go, and where communication between an adult and a child can begin. By dealing with this subject in a subtle and a light manner, it leaves the child free to read the story on whatever level the child's ready to accept. My book, Nanny and I, has been around for a while, and I've done very well with it. In the New England area, hospice and teachers, counselors, parents have all used it to help children deal with what can be a very difficult subject for even adults. I have been told that my books are not only heartwarming and spiritual, but also very believable. And I believe that the reason they're believable is because of my unique relationship that I had with my own disabled grandmother. The relationship I had with my grandmother allowed me to stand in the shoes of Nanny's granddaughter, and so in reality, I am the grandmother and the granddaughter that appear in the Nanny and I series. I'm hoping that I will win this contest and that I will find a publisher that will see my work and want to publish it, because I ran out of the first book. I sold 1,200 books of the first one, and I still have more of the second book. Anyway, I could go on, but I will say goodbye and thank everybody who's voting for me and thank the people responsible for this wonderful contest. Thank you. Goodbye.